Chinatown.
House light.
Something more romanticism.
Hello, everybody. Welcome. Welcome and Happy New Year. So it's really, really nice to be here. I think it's a little too dark. Yeah, give me some light on the stage. That's too bright. Kill the hanging lights.
Don't
Is that
kill the
better?
post. Don't kill the post. I think that's beautiful.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. We want everybody to look good and sound good. Yeah. Okay. We actually, this is our second year already. I cannot believe it. The second year of poetry in Chinatown. Third Saturday. And I want to thank Great Pond for being such a wonderful curator of the series. And it's just wonderful to have poetry in this space, and I'm very happy. Clarion is a nonprofit organization. We started in 2019, and we are surviving by grants and your generous donations. So if you have an extra couple dollars, put it in our donation box. It will be wonderful. And I was in Morocco for from the second week of December until the first week of almost the second week of January. So I was there for a month. And I was able to do a lot of writing, which I was not able to do when I'm here working. So I was very happy about that. And so today I want to share with you the poem that I wrote while I was in Morocco. And it is titled Moroccan Raha. Raha is an Arabic word meaning relax, enjoy. The madness, dry, dusty, coughing, burning madness, drumming and snakeheads raising madness, crowd descending, crowd mixing in mudhouse alleys, worlds passing each other, pushed and shuffled by motorbikes and donkey carts. In the hot sun, cold air, in the cold air, a teary moon, and the old camels come home one by one. Play with me, Sabah, sliding down the sand dunes in a gigantic snowboard. Your grandma is calling and the desert is listening to her sound ribbon, floating free in the evening air. Blue-turbaned Berbers with their Ganawan blues, monkeys in diapers, a free-legged dog, women and children selling tissue paper in Jamal Afna Square. Everyone works, even the dead. Tall stones are their heads, and short stones are their feet. They lie, undistinguishable from each other. Brush me with a gentle breeze. Dried riverbeds, dying trees. The desert is growing, swallowing its prey in silence, grinding its herbs into spices. 10 dirham a kilo. Thank you. Make a toast to poetry in Chinatown, to all the poets, and to poetry. Salute.
Salute. Poetry in Chinatown.
Bisaha Raha. Okay, great pond.
Good afternoon, everybody. Happy New Year. Here we are in the second year of third Saturday Poetry in Chinatown, and I am really, really much people coming out and just being a part of this. We're going to have two very distinguished features this afternoon. We have Agneta Falk, and we have Raymond Nat Turner. And they both will bring it, for sure. We'll start off with a few open mic readers, and then we'll have our first feature. And I think we're going to start off with a gentleman named David Erdreich. Oh, one more thing before I get started. If your phones, you might want to put them on mute or vibrate or turn them off or something like that. And also, after the readers read, everybody gets some pens. I got some colored pens. Actually, there are two colors. Anyway, they're pens. I'll give them out after you read. So, you get one.
Hi, Clarion. I've read here before. I just went downstairs to refresh my memory. Things change so fast in our culture, and just 2 generations, I think, maybe more for Clara Sue, and it's just like it's walking into a. Sorry. Yeah. I got the book. Pull it up. Sorry about that.
Perfect.
Yeah, so I went downstairs to refresh my memory of having seen a show down there and performed up here, and it's like walking into an extended historical world. I really appreciate that being here. And it's nice to have Greg Pond as a MC because he's succinct. All right, I have 3. Bear with me here. The first one is dedicated to you, Raymond. Faintest hint, curl of lip, dowager who guides the ship, flying Dutchman, Ginny Slow, the baker as she kneads the dough, death on the rise, this thirst for war, the sale of arms we so adore, linked at the elbow, circle, spin, peace in the world we must begin, throw off the cowl of evil gin, arise from this, no feet, just dust, avoid the lust, in truth we must abscond, seek out, avoid, ingest, the magic spore wherein we rest our hopes and fears, lay down our bombs, our guns, our spears. Evangelical, quite hysterical, lies numerical, taught of late, detailed devils, snatch bigotry, hate, behind each corner, around each bend. It's time a different message send, a Congress without legislation, resigned, infighting, resignation, Republicans, self-strangulation, masked stupidity, miscegenation, Democrats who rubber stamp arms budgets like some aide de camp, Supreme Court makeover, fuck over abortion. Now look what happened there. Colonial paternity, their bullshit's been laid bare. At the border, law and order separates the kin, makes mockery of asylum, depending on the color of your skin. Monroe Doctrine, bunch of crap. In the Americas, we interfere, propping up dictators, satraps. Now, at our border, distressed families appear. Bush and Reagan, murderers Kraken, think their foreign policy we have forgotten, sucking up to petroleum, CIA lurking under the linoleum. If the orange klutz gets elected again, this country will resemble a headless wet hen. And now, on a little lighter note, adjust the jester's gesture. The jester got left behind, not part of the traveling crew. Left to his own device, he really just wasn't that nice. So what's a buffoon to do? Gypsy wagon, broken wheel that was dragging, too much bragging. He was drooping and sagging, so he resettled into the dell. His music resurfaced quite well. His melodies spread like the web of a spider, skimming the surface a deft water strider. From the breeze and the trees to the fog off the seas, he knelt down in fealty on one bended knee. It's not just to entertain, work to make the truth plain. And finally, I wrote this one yesterday. Born to the thorn, parabolic prom, blackberry and rose, blood drops right from wrong. Cane stretches out, creeps along the ground, stinging of the nettles. In there your heart pounds. Poison ivy, poison oak, hives on epidermis stoked. Flesh is crawling, conscious shift. Agony, your mind adrift. The cactus wren avoids the spines, then makes a little nest. She knows when hunger wants her eggs, you will not pass the test. Protection, selection, attars, tincture, the anoint. To touch or not to touch? I think you get my point. Thank you.
All right. Next up, I believe, is Yolanda. And after Yolanda, oh, I'm sorry.
Hi, Clara. Happy New Year.
Cesar, and then Yolanda.
Hi.
How you doing?
Sorry. Cesar, then Yolanda, and then Barbara.
Good afternoon, everybody. I'm going to read a poem by Mary Tallhouten. I checked this book out from the library. It's really amazing.
No.
This poem's called The Light on the Tent Wall. There was light suffused onto canvas through mother's womb. Her round belly turned the tent wall pink. There was humming, soft talk about the baby coming. Women, mothers, warmed by the Yukon stove, visiting Mary Jo and her child. I, who lay unborn in her cradle of light, years came. I was taken where there were no tent walls, where I had to dream my own as the time passed. Often I saw the light on the wall, no longer pink. It was fire, its tongues licking the tent wall. Fire of our life, flickering, light returning where I was, moving through far places. Sounds like the rain. There's a firecracker. Wow. Wow. It's hard to compete with the weather sometimes. I mean, I feel bad if it was one of my own poems, but it's okay. Light returned where I was, moving through far places. Years, not suffused now, gone the voices singing. Useless, wind plucked with chill fingers at the wall. Often the sound was angry, hasty, wanted to speak, but could not find words. I overtook it, brought back my dream. Light dyed the canvas, the color of mother's blood, gliding through her womb, through labored lungs, through death. And I remember the color of her blood, light on the tent wall, painted by my infant dreams. Sometimes I still hear angry winds flecking mutely at the wall. The light is there too, and thinking of the watching women, I wonder whether they saw the light on the tent wall I saw it plain before my birth and held it a half century. I will hold it forever. So that's by Mary Palmer. I'm taking some books out of how's this? I'm getting some books out of my poetry collection, so I'm giving them away here. Verses by Don Brennan, Extraordinary Pleasure. Confluence of Solitude by Kurt Schweigman. And Red Indian Road West, an anthology of Native American poems. I'm going to put them there on the table for whoever wants them.
Oh,
Thanks.
yeah, cool.
Thank you, Cecil. You're not done yet.
I am, yes.
Oh, no, no.
No.
There's nothing else to share?
No, that's okay.
Kind of got drowned out with the...
No, that's all right. I know when to quit.
You sure?
Yeah.
Well, thank you.
Sorry about that, I'm gonna tell them not to do it anymore.
All right. Well, thank you, Cesar. Yolanda. Yolanda's up next. I want to get it and then you can come back and
Oh, okay.
see that.
I'm not going to do that. Thank you.
Step right up to the right.
I have two sets of poems, one that I wrote this morning and another one, a poem that can be true depending on time from Poets for Palestine. And this one is called Myriad of Problems. Myriad means endless. I have encountered myriad of problems since September 13, 2021. Some dating back decades, I was struck by the lightning syndrome by a young black female at train station South Venice for crossing crosswalk with a green light. The Inco cops, somebody called them. The young African American woman gave me a ride to St. Luke's, now called CPMC. 2. Then on September 2023, was stepping out of low-income single apartment building. A tall white dude with black hair down to his shoulders. He also was dressed all in black, like the young African American woman who was working at parole. She was the tall dude sitting with the young female Filipino woman, sitting blonde, stringy blonde brownish hair in front of Sunshine Tent City, next door to our apartment building. When I saw the two large dogs which were chained, I asked the dude to control the dogs because they were going to bite me. I saw a golden beam over him. I had walked to catch bus to meeting at Coalition on Homeless. One of the dogs bit me on the left upper leg near my thighs. A security guard was nearby. I asked what I should do. He replied, quote unquote, depends on what the dog did. I pulled down my black pants, a scratch, a security guard said, don't go to emergency till I talked with my psychiatrist who said it could get infected. Had to pick up antibiotics, miss Revolutionary Poets Brigade anthology reading, had to go to put 6 ice packs daily for 3 days, miss Chinatown poetry reading. 2, I saw my doctor last week, told him about the golden beam at his office in July 2021, when a malicious force told me to tell my doctor my daughter's born on 25th. Doctor didn't say anything at the time. Had to return to the doctor same day because he said my advance directive, which I gave clinic August 13, 2023, not in the files. He was in his office when I told him if I was dying, I would never do that left-out stuff. I'd rather die. 3, another copy, another colonoscopy scheduled for 2025 because my November 2022 colonoscopy showed 3 polyps, 1 precancerous side, which all 3 polyps were removed. Sorry to take so long to read what Sandra said is not home. Now let me read a short, it's not short, it's a page, Palestinian poem from the 2008 book Poets for Palestine. And there's 3 I got to read, but I'm only gonna read one of this time afterwards I read them. And this is by Ghazan Saktan. The book was published in 2008. Black horses. The slain enemy think on me without mercy in their eternal sleep. Ghosts ascend the stairway of the house rounding the corner. The ghosts I picked up from the road, collecting them from the sins around other people's necks. The sin hangs at the throat like a burden. It is there I nurture my ghosts and feed them. The ghosts that float like black horses in my dreams. With the vigor of the dead, the latest blue sun rises. While I reflect on jealousy, the door is warped open, breath seeps through the cracks. The breath of the river, the breath of drunkards, the breath of the woman who I wish she could pass in a public park. When I sleep, I see a horse grazing the grass. When I fall asleep, the horse watches over my dreams. At my table in Ramallah, there are unfinished letters and pictures of old friends. The manuscript of a young poet from Gaza, an hourglass, and opening lines that flap in my head like wings. I want to memorize you like that song in first grade, the one I hold on to complete and with no mistakes. The list, the tilt of the head up key, the smoking pounding the concrete so eagerly, the open palms pounding the benches. They all died in the war. My friends and classmates, their little feet, their eager little hands, they still pound the floors of each room. They pound the table and still pound the pavements, the backs of the passers-by. Their shoulders where I go, I see them, I hear them. I see them and I hear them too, the people now involved. And did you take an American book?
No, I didn't take it.
No, why?
Somebody else.
Okay, I'll take it home to my friend if the wood comes.
All right, okay. Thank you. Next up, we have Barbara, and there's a sign-up sheet if anyone would like to read that hasn't signed up yet.
Hello, I don't know if you can hear me.
Yes.
Okay. Playing with a lot of forms. So the first one is a villanelle. It's called Lunch Break at Nordstrom's in the financial district. Where the goddess goes to hide in her 3rd floor lair, the women rule the pride. A glass escalator ride, a seat at the makeup chair where the goddess goes to hide. The salesgirl strokes each side of a lady's face as in worship or prayer. The women rule the pride. Beauty guide strokes a lady's hair where the goddess goes to hide. Shoulder padded jackets set aside, armor laid down there. The women rule the pride. How does femininity abide in a man's world where the soul is success's fair? Where the goddess goes to hide, the women rule the pride. And this was a sestina from a poetry challenge. We had to write a sestina in a day, so here it is. It's called Easter Sestina. Some of my favorite songs were written in a day. I can rise to this challenge to write a piece that takes a stand, accomplishes more than just forcing words to fall into place for the sake of being there, as long as I don't care so much if this poem dies on this first attempt at words that come to life. Writing is more than a hobby, it's a way of life, a chance to let the personality rise. These past months, I pretended to stand for ideals I care nothing about. I'm gonna let my work assignments fall right off the side of the desk there until all sense of responsibility dies completely. After all, everyone dies, including me. So what should I do with my life? To sleep, to dream, to rise to someone else's dream? If I must take the stand, swear under oath, I'll confess to quiet quitting way back in the fall. When it hit me, my job has no there there. My time wasted stroking an ego that's not even mine there. My motivation dies when I understand my life has once again become a subplot in someone's so-called heroic rise. The time has come to stand for something before I fall dead. This week I go. By fall, my days, my finances rearranged, and there will be hope that before Barbara dies, she'll make a life worthy enough to earn a tombstone. I rise from my status as a follower. No more kneeling, I stand. Maybe even at a mic stand. Muster up the kind of pride that brings a spectacular fall and inspires everyone there to remember that everyone dies. Reclaim their life. Rise. It's Easter when we celebrate a rise from the dead, the promise of eternal life, not here, there. I won't fall for the appeal to delayed gratification. I stand up for myself, and my work ethic dies.
Right. Thank you, Barbara. All right. I think we will we'll have our first feature. First of our two features. Agneta Falk was born in Stockholm, Sweden, 1946. She's a poet, visual artist, translator, and editor who lived in England for 30 years, where she taught drama and creative writing. She was also co-director of Word Board, a literature development agency, and for the past 25 years lived in San Francisco. She's written 5 volumes of poetry and is co-editor of The Long Pale Corridor, an anthology of bereavement poetry, plus other anthologies including international collections. Her work has been translated into many languages, and she has participated in numerous international poetry festivals. She's a member of the Revolutionary Poets Brigade and a founding member of Poets of the Planet, POP. An accomplished artist, she has exhibited her paintings in public and private collections in Europe and USA. The latest book, Fall and Fly, was published last year. And what was this book? Fall and Fly. Please welcome to the stage Agneta Falk.
And I never said I was an accomplished artist. You said I never said I was an accomplished artist. You don't say that about yourself.
Well, you are accomplished.
You say nothing good about yourself. What the hell?
You want that?
You're not supposed to say good. Well, you should say good things about yourself. Now, right. So, putting together a program to read, I find really difficult because the mood one is in, and these days I'm in not a very up mood because one thinks predominantly about what's going on in the world. So, I'm going to hope to find some little hopeful poems as well, but it's a very dark program coming up. So, sandbox. I couldn't print out, my printer is not working, so I had to make do with what I had. That little boy in the sandbox became a big boy in a suit, a uniform perhaps. As a little boy, he filled his pistol with water and sprayed it joyously everywhere. Splash, splash, splash. But the water froze to ice, turned into bullets, big fat bullets, that could penetrate anyone's heart, even his own dumb one. So in no particular logical order, like probably all of us here of a certain age, you soon have more friends dead than alive, unfortunately. So this is to my dead friends. It's often been said it's a bad idea or the wrong moment to bring a child into the world. I thought this too, until one after the other, you, friends, began to disappear when you were no longer, when the memories of you rooted inside me were stilled and nurtured by the sound of a child growing. So, well, you know, Gaza is of course on one's mind, everyone's mind, I guess. So this is actually a poem I wrote some time ago, but I haven't written another one about Gaza. It's called Gaza. Inside the child's eye, as far as you can see, there is innocence, deeper than thought, deeper than memory, huddling in the dark. An eyelash for an eye, a whimper for a bang, torn up earth, oh David, oh Goliath, oh deep, deep stupid. What is there now but rubble and blood and the birth of more war? Nothing more nakedly true than a child's eye. War is insanity. And you, with your big boots with star-spangled weapons made of crusty old fear, don't you know you are turning the Star of David into a boomerang for your own child's eye? So it gets darker than that.
Okay, hold on, buckle up.
Yeah, buckle up.
Yeah.
So
We have some darkness, this is light.
well, I thought I'd go before you because I'm sure it's not going to get so much lighter. Sorry. So this is another poem actually I wrote also about Gaza, but so many years ago. It was in 2000. I was in France at the time, so some of the imagery is actually from France, and it's called Oh Hate. Oh Hate. Okay. To be in a moment, a grey slab of a sky over Italian poplars along the River Rhone. I'm thinking about the Palestinian boy shot to death, the Israeli soldiers torn to shreds, who make tears, who wins, loses, who loses, wins willfully, without thought, who lays his body down to die with the name of God on his lips. Here, silk is made soft, the flown length of it enough to make a mummy out of yourself. But in among these thoughts, the smell of a blood-stained rag gets stuffed down the throat of a pitiless bull, choking on his own blood. The long tongue of autumn curls to a silence. Overhead, a black bird studs his wings deep in the heart. Who do you love most with your eyes closed? Who do you trust most with your eyes closed? These thoughts kill me also, and here comes Mother Death again, flashing her teeth. Oh, hate, how I hate you. But you're so easy to love, so loyal in your blindness. Hold me in your thorny arms and spike me till it hurts so hard I want to let go of you forever. And stop boys throwing stones older than themselves at men who should know better than shoot at people smaller and younger than themselves. Stop them becoming fodder for the big boys who play Monopoly with people's lives in marble halls, whose faces they never see, whose hands they never shake. The moment of truth then, the one you live for, the one you die for. I can't do another walk on top of that. I have to change here. Yeah. So going from I did a poem for a friend. So this is actually for just came up. It was for Rosemary Mano, who's a poet who passed away 2 years ago. Blanca. I could never bring myself to call you Blanca, though you made it your signal after Blanca, your beloved dog, died. You had the things about names. Agneta, never Aggie, Jackie, never Jack, Blessed, never Roger, Fidel, never Castro, and only Jack could call you Rosie. So many thoughts whirling since your demise, the tiniest details spring to mind. A certain etiquette to be observed. The way you have been brought up, you insisted, or maybe you said, not my education. Whatever it was, it stuck. There was no fluff in your words, neither in your carefully crafted poems, but underneath ran a wild current that couldn't be tamed. Your eyes would widen and pierce through hypocrisies, or light up, almost childlike, when amused. It was all or nothing. When you were good, you were good when you were very good. But when bad, very bad. Your finger wagging, but for sure, never boring. Most of all, I sing your courage. How you refuse to give in to that demon eating your life away. You are forever at my table with a fine glass of wine, the best the table could offer. Go gently, dear comrade, in your words, Blanca out. Why not Anthology of Happiness? I'm happy about not being happy. There's so much love in the world, shrouded in violence, the war, the rain, the war, the rain. And then there's a sun in you, with your big warm palm on my back, rising out of all the cracks in our room, the body I fall in and out of when I'm happy about not being happy. Dang for Amir Baraka. Talking to you, Amiri, spinning words on barricades, dropping them into our laps, perfect time bombs of tears and laughter, blowing us off seats of inertia, dee, 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 writing about the view from the bottom of the heap, putting faces in places not known on the map, making them sing, skip, scream, do, dee, dee, do, do, dee, dee, do. Who writes, who, cross drafts of who's and why's, telling you not to tell truth to liars, dang, dang, dang. Oh, that mercurial intellect moving heart, bone and thought on stilts through this myriad confusion of race, power and class, blown holes in semantic rituals, dang, dang, oh sweet thunder, who were never tired of making noise. Amir Baraka, the blessed one, anchored to this earth, your words will never die. Dang! All right, from that to back to the war. War tea. War tea stole the breath from the woman who just given birth to hope. Pinned her down some dirty little bullet right through her heart. Orange to red to flaming, corridors full of lies and torture. I am with my eyes wide open, but no words getting through. And some fool always knocking on the door of my best intentions. It's a war. No. It's a war, yes. It's a war now, yes, it's everything. Words aren't what they used to be. Too many ears in my mouth. Subtitles on every tongue. Anger without a home. And then, this is to a dear friend who also passed away some years ago. It's called Ricky Chen. He died on December 17th, 2015. And I was visiting in a hospital, and this is what he said. This is his quote verse. When he was lying in hospital. This is not the face of wisdom and art. This is a face of poverty, neglect, and stress in a healthcare system that simply doesn't care a damn about you if you don't have money. Healthcare reform now. Strange how you don't think about it much until it happens to you. He wrote that a few days before he passed. So this is for Ricky. I didn't really know you very well until you were dying, until you stepped out of yourself, 70 pounds lighter, and began to tell your story. A journey as complex as your paintings, intricate details of how you fought the demons. On the street with your guitar you were deafening loud, and that's the way it was. Not someone one could tell to turn it down. Your voice rising like a tornado with an edge of pain, a river of dried up tears for the past, present and the future you were drifting toward. But there, between the sheets in the hospital bed, you opened our hearts, our souls to a delicately spun wisdom. And who knew you had such a perfect ear, who hadn't missed a beat, who could see far inside and bring it freshly flying, so eager to mend the broken in all of us, cooking up a new future at the end, by fighting the pharmaceuticals, and so bravely steering your lonely ship ashore with sails ablaze. It's funny when you don't know what you feel before you read a poem that sort of hits you. Really. Yeah, as you can see, I have a lot of poems about that. This one. This is a very uplifting poem. It's to my granddaughter Isabella. For Isabella Rose Black. And there she is, the twinkle in my eye, in her palm lies my future. I follow her commands, not even pretending I have a will of my own. She looks right through me, with big brown eyes, so far I can almost touch my great-great-grandmother's hair. Her dreams play in the sun, and when it rains, I turn my umbrella upside down so I don't miss a drop of a gorgeous love. Yeah, that is pretty hopeful, isn't it? The love of others. In the dark times, will there also be singing? Yes, there will also be singing about the dark times, Bertolt Brecht. Such a gift to be born, that first breath of a perfectly innocent being without a scrap of hate, just waiting to be nourished, grow and reach for the light. One little heart, one little brain, eager to learn. What a gift to be given, what opportunity to wipe the slate clean of hatred and racial bile, to cut the umbilical cord to the murderous past, with the only weapon worth carrying, the love of others. I don't know my timing.
You're good.
I'm good? Give me a little less of the Okay. So this is a title film on the, I don't know if I should like to do that. Yeah, why not? It's called Fall and Fly. And then I've been asked by Greg to read a poem in my language, I guess. We'll see. Fall and Fly. A small hand on a windowsill looking out on the future. The curved sorrow, an imprint I hold. A whimsical thought grows to an ocean of bewilderment. A tender longing for fingers to interlace, helping each other find the light. Something has dug its teeth into my heart. I can't reach it with my hand, nor with my voice. It beats urgently inside. It's as afraid as I am. History is on repeat, spewing bombs across the globe. It's a sore dance to follow, a dance out of step. Give me a tear I cannot cry. Hand me a tool I can use to undo the hunger, fill the ocean with fish. A guy on Green Street, I always have a butt for, tells me to go to hell and no return. What else to do but smile? A smile that doesn't last past the thought of this homeless city full of cardboard beds. Still, the dreams go on. Someone plays the violin on the corner, eats another's leftover lunch, chalk poems on the sidewalk, and shout loudly into the night. Labor Day afternoon, a falcon settles in a neighbor's tree, sits there majestically, very still looking on. Is that you, I think, before it takes off? I want to bring back so many who died, continue the conversation, get answers to all questions unasked, to be quiet together, to touch. Elsewhere, someone gets into a boat, crammed to the brim with people fleeing for their lives, crossing dark waters in search of a home, arriving at closed borders, barbed wire, overcrowded camps. It's hard to climb over walls built of fear of other. It's hard to become a mere statistic like a wind in vain chasing the weather. that small hand on the windowsill, my son, all our children, filling our shoes, following the footsteps we made, our choice, their future. I fall, I fall, I fall, the leg is broken, begin to fly. I read something completely different for a change. This is, I guess it's kind of love poem. In the blue. I see the world when I close my eyes, when I listen in the blue. I hear a voice which has lived in blue so long. It contains all memories, all mistakes, all fantasies. A voice in zero, but it's quiet, so quiet, that I can hear all names in one name. But the blue flame licks his name to a burning whisper. The voice that lifts you from inside takes you out to sea, where a thunderstorm is building, and brings you back over the still water. The voice that goes where nobody else dares, that voice burns in me in the blue. This is for you. It's so deep inside me. I can't even go there. I think you have to wait till the sun warms me through. But one thing I entrust, missing you isn't easy. Setting words to your absence leaves me absent. And I miss those jokes I'd hear 100 times. And how, and how, and how, and how. Soon, my love, I'll tell you how it feels to live without you. When I'm ready to go there, and I hold you in my arms. I think I'm sort of coming to an end, am I not?
One more.
Yeah, okay. In that case, we shall go back to the war. Back to the war. Or this is not cuts deeper. I saw a house out of a big hungry eye in flight. No. I saw a house torn out of a big hungry eye in flight at the foot of fear. So many faces at the edge of their lives scream mutely inside me of wars, famines, droughts, of being raped over and over, of greed and men settling scores. This lava of pain buries us deeper each day in shame, this tide of hate, thick with sludge seeping under the door. Who falls over a kiss, gets up and falls again. How a gentle touch on an elbow cuts deeper than a sword. Dancing on a wing of breath. The wind brought me here into a hidden corner on a rocky beach. Something about the light, the sky and sea melting into one, into me. The pounding waves feeling like I look inside, and there she is, my mother, and all the mothers before her, dancing on a wing of breath, becoming my breath. And nothing can stop me now from releasing a torrent of tears for all those who have passed, and those wandering over the earth in search of a new home where bombs don't fall. So, I have first.
One in a foreign language? Sure.
Yes, but I'm not doing the way. So I have one, a little Italian job, and a little, what am I talking about, a little Italian job? It is I can use, is any Italians in the house? Any Italians in the house? No? No, okay. Then I have one in Swedish too. So this one is very short. I'm going to read it in Italian. Conosci quel silenzio che si eleva più alto di un urlo, che si lancia contro il muro dell'indifferenza, quel silenzio a cui hanno tagliato la lingua ma non smette di urlare. Do you know? Do you know that silence that rises louder than a scream, that hurls itself against the wall of indifference? That silence which has had its tongue cut out, but never ever stops screaming. So I'm going to sing a song in Swedish and in English. And I didn't write this song. It's a very old Finnish-Swedish folk song which is called Who Can Sail Without the Wind? So I'm going to sing it in Swedish first, and then you can hum together with me, because it's that kind of a song. Vem kan segla förutan vind? Vem kan ro utan åror? Vem kan skiljas från vännen sin utan att fälla tårar? Jag kan segla förutan vind, jag kan ro utan åror, men aldrig skiljas från vännen min utan att fälla tårar. Who can sail without a wind? Who can row without oars? Who can part from her dearest friend without shedding tears? I can sail without a wind, I can throw without oars, but never separate from a friend without shedding tears. Without shedding tears.
Yes, yes, yes.
Pen?
You get a pen, you get a pen.
Oh, the pen. I want the red pen. Thank you.
Yeah.
Oh, beautiful.
One more hand for Agnes. All right. Next up, we have Ellen, followed by Brian, and then Anna. So Ellen is up next. All right.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes.
Great, because a lot of people have been reading to that, and I'm immunosuppressed. So, my name is Ellen Young. I'm not a poet, but English being my second language, I love reading aloud. And a friend of mine sends me some witty poems, every Monday. And I was so tickled pink by this one, would have worked better in December, that I promised her that I would read it at the Clarion Poetry program. So this one is very short and very light, without all the profundities that went on before us just now. And it's called Help Wanted. And it's written by a Scottish poet. So if there's anybody of Scottish ancestry who could teach me how to say his name properly, it's Timothy Tocher. Tocher. Yeah, all right, so Santa needs new reindeer. The first bunch has grown old. Dasher has arthritis. Comet hates the cold. Prancer's sick of staring at dancers big behind. Cupid married Blitzen, and Donder lost his mind. Dancers mad at Vixen for stepping on his toes. Vixen's being thrown out. She laughed at Rudolph's nose. If you are a reindeer, we hope you will apply. There's just one tricky part. You must know how to fly. Oh. Thank you.
All right, Brian is next, I believe. And after Brian, we have Anna.
Thank you. This is great. Can you hear me? I can't hear if you can hear me, so yeah. So I'm going to read a couple of things, but I'm going to first translate this poem from Georgia. I started learning Georgian. I went there last summer. It was an intense thing. And now I can kind of read some Georgian literature, which is just, to have better words, fucking cool. And so this is by this poet, musician, his contemporary, Ericle Dezadze. And this is like the easiest poem to read and translate. So I'm going to translate yesterday on the bus. It's called Gajaziba, which means jazz up. This might fail, so yeah. I've never done this before, and this is a language I don't really know that well.
You can do it.
I know, right? Maybe in 10 years. Jazzy tabi zupaleva. Jazz is freedom. Jazzy America. Jazz is America. Jazzy demokratizazis brzoa. Jazz is the democratic battle. Jazzy Zurab Karamadze. Jazz is Zurab Karamadze, a great Georgian writer. Jazzy intellectualuri elita. Jazz is the intellectual elite. Jazzy Shave Zawis Sanapiroa. Jazz is the Black Sea coast. Jazzy Garu Julie Galebi Arian. Jazz is dark women. It gets better. Jazzy Boto Kuyani Gogo Neba Arian. Jazz is girls with Botox. Jazzy Politikustia Tsorebia Arian. Jazz is the wives of politicians. Jazzy Martzari Adim. Sorry, I'm getting nervous now, so. Jazzy Matzahari Adyam Mebi Aryan. Jazz is gluttonous people. Jazzy Raznitsa. Jazz is difference. And there he used the Russian word for difference, which is very interesting. Jazzy Chakrianya. Jazz is the late night. Chakrianya Jazzy. The late night is jazz. Jazzy vazia. Jazz is a vine. Jazzy ertichika viskia. Jazz is one glass of whiskey. Jazzy ochi kinhulia. Jazz is 4 cubes of ice. Jazzy au prosta ra pontia. Jazz is, oh my God, what's the deal? Jazzy shen ha. Jazz you are. Jazzy isais. Jazz he/she is, because they don't have gender. Jazzy tikmani hat. Jazz you all are. Jazzy isini arian. Jazz they all are. Jazzy kovatvis isini iknebian. Jazz they all will always be. Okay, thank you. So I can teach you how to say hello, which is gamarjoba. So everybody, gamarjoba. Robert Hard, how are you? And you say, Garga. Anyways, I hope that never ends up online somewhere because it's probably important.
Well, it's gotta be.
I'll read some of my stuff, which is going to be added to my new chapbook called Brutal. Do I have time?
Yeah.
Okay. My apologies. I'm in a real bind, more sir than ever, dumber. The boys press or somehow they hang. The cracking comes, it slides, then dumps out like gravel. I'm that version of a grouse exploding upward. I'll right all these wrongs, sliding on all the sweat. I'll rummage as close as I can. I'm only half wrecked, and here there's closure. And then I'm gonna read 2 more if that's okay. Okay. I'm redder, and I hate this. Its roundness and all the edges, jerk them all around, scrape me off, blow the pieces off, and roll you will. Bumped, bagged, done under, hardened under, oh so dragged, splintered, gone, and I'm the goner here. Okay, and then I'll read 1 more. I wrote a story, it's called Bath, so the topic. I'll be waiting, and at a minimum I'll soak. And now I'm dressing, so you believe carefully, so you drool. Spur of the moment, you'll go and slide in this dirt. All this muck goes where you go. There's a lip for that, so double down, you dummy. We don't fool around here, and I'll crave some of the time, and messy too, I taste gratefully. I'm on this pulse, drag until you're slightly happier. Don't drug me, or if you do, redden me first. Spent, underwater, and spun out, crush me, but do so once, simply. Breast first, splayed, driven, spoiled, and hated too. I'll collect some handful of your back, drive me there, spurred to do absolutely all he wants, scraping by, hard living, or none of this is really living. Okay, thank you.
Brian. Get your pen. Brian. Anna's up next.
It's a madloba.
All right.
Hey there. Can I take a picture of you beautiful people for posterity's sake?
Sure.
Thank you.
I like your sneakers.
Thanks.
Hey.
I got it.
Okay, keep
Oh.
this great municipal park right by, and you know, there's all these nice windy fire trails, and there's these towers and like cool like rocks and lookout points with all this fun lore. That was always so fun to go when you're a kid, so it really sparks the imagination. And then there is also this one little tucked away, kind of a little hidden jewel in a way, that just blows my mind that it exists, and I obviously made the time to get myself out there when I visited my parents and my old bedroom, and I also found the time to go to Linwood's and the beautiful cedar trees and the rose garden there. So that's what this is about. It's my love letter to that really special place. And I called it Thinking of Every North Atlantic Cedar in Ward 7. This is not a museum of art. It is but one example of a non-philosophical quest. It is the morning after Christmas. The grounds are brightly cold. Fine mist ensconces all the well-kept and trodden fire trails of Linwood's. On the west, just off a housed cul-de-sac, is a rose garden with modest hedges and a vine arch. The smallest of meadows is inside. It's the first of other signs about the wholeness that comes, of the wholeness that comes in the love of in-between types of spaces. Gracing all the garden are gorgeously furrowed cedar trees, and there's actually two groupings of them, distinctly personable each. You can come in with some internal reserves. There's good ways to work these things out. But without working in the way I have known a workday to be. It's a whole thing, a whole kind thing for them to speak as they do with a young poet. Her shoots are on the verge of, her shoots are on the way of verging, and she thinks she isn't young, and she thinks she isn't the poet, but shoots of urges commingle with the scent of duty. Far from the crapshoot that is the nature of most things out there. For any visitor, it seems natural to want to stop all of that. Everything that matters is here. All out there is something else. She'll want to sanctify and convert. All of it. Convert it all this way. Oh, this way. This is the way to be. But this is not a marriage or a doorway. A verse is a door, sometimes made of one mirror. A verse is not a container. The gardens are its own container. This is where the demure author is standing. And would you know it, this is not a museum of art. It is but one example of the salvation that attends to the growers and the lovers of everything in between. Thank you. And one quick note, while I'm up here, I have the name of the founder of that garden, of those gardens. His name is John P. Morrissey. So he founded it, I guess, in the year 1920. And then in the year 1994, this group of volunteers, they kept it going, so it's like kept up in perpetuity. And it's really beautiful. And I just want to mention those unknown people and that man for a couple of reasons. You can just really feel like the sanctity of that place. And one last note, while I am up here, while I do have this microphone, I think sometimes you can't ever say there's one thing we ever try to do as poets. We all have our zones or niches or things we do beautifully. Everyone here, I think, does something so unique and special in their offerings as poets. And one thing maybe I've noticed is, for me, myself, I don't want to speak for everyone, is I don't always say the most unique things all the time. Sometimes they're kind of obvious things. But I hope And something got to me when I saw that plaque with that man's name and the other people that came before him, after him in the 90s. And I'll make this really quick, but I do think it's important. A lot of times when we're looking to be stewardships or stewarders of the future and keeping things in preservation, we think so much of preservation, and I do think if we can remember that saving and what is the other word? Saving and stewardship and protection. Saving and protection do have a distinct, they're two different things, and I don't feel like these people were just seeing themselves above this land. It wasn't just preserved just to save it, it was something else. And maybe there's something there. I won't deride anyone who wants to save the entire world. Any port in a storm, that's great, but if anyone who's up for that venture could also take into consideration protection and care and stewardship. So, yeah, thank you.
I think I'm going to share one of my poems. It's printed out, so I'm going to read it. This is entitled Poor Jesus. At midnight mass, the Pope proclaimed, God is poor, let charity be reborn. But doesn't he already know the Savior of which he speaks already sleeps on the street, inside of tattered tents folds, with all he owns in a bundle rolled in a restless sleeping bag, where his nightmares are wrapped in blankets of apathy and cold shoulders, easy prey and moments away from robbery or the next police raid. Though this Jesus has no manger, this Jesus has no home, this Christ has no disciples, this Jesus walks alone. Socially crucified, we keep him pinned and wriggling on a non-profit cross. But should pride be the only line drawn to keep him from accepting shelter from a stranger, a hot meal, a swig of wine, or more? Some believe him to be the embodiment of God as man, offering communions of flesh and blood, that he now needs to turn into food to move from belly to helping hand. If Jesus were here among the poor, would you care where he sleeps, as long as under someone else's door? For if he were here among us, he'd certainly live on the street, begging, ragged, dirty, scraggly, scrounging for something to eat. Probably not as much concerned with spreading the holy word as in finding someplace warm to be. And if we saw his miracles performed before our very eyes, do you think we would believe? Or would we be avoiding his glance, barely touching his hand, to pass a few coins of charity, because if we get too close, we just might uncover the limits of our own humanity? If Jesus returns to us, it won't be with a trumpet's roar. So how will he ever be recognized if he's living with the homeless and poor? Next to the stage is the wonderful Rob.
Thank you, Greg. Do we have a stool by any chance? of new songs, or one new song maybe. This is, can anyone name the most powerful force in the world?
No.
Volcano.
I'm hearing some good ones. I have spent a couple decades in deep study of this question, and I think I finally have the answer. And here it is. Cheetahs are mighty, nothing can catch 'em. Diamonds are mighty, nothing can scratch 'em. Tugboats are mighty, 20,000 horsepower. Supercomputers are mighty in ops per hour, but nothing in the world so mighty. Nothing in the world so mighty. Nothing so mighty as human self-delusion. Self-delusion. Atom bomb mighty with megaton power. Gorillas are mighty, make 10 men cower. Crocodile got the mightiest bite by far. Spider silk mightier than Kevlar, but nothing in the world so mighty. Nothing in the world so mighty. Nothing so mighty as human self-delusion. Self-delusion. Nothing so mighty as the lies we sell ourselves. We got ghosts, horoscopes, and magic elves. We believe that reparations one day be repaid, and the flimsy flatteries of fools getting laid. We believe the earth is ours to assault, and lost souls on the street, that ain't our fault. Rockets are mighty, blast into outer space. Reaper pepper gonna melt your face. Zebra can kick a lion to death. Booze hounds got mighty paint peeling breath. Beetle lift 100 times their weight. Hurricane gonna burst your floodgate. Kangaroo, nothing jump higher. Non-violence toppled an empire, but nothing in the world so mighty. Nothing in the world so mighty. Nothing so mighty as human self-delusion. Whoa. All right, one more. Here we go. This is another new one. This is called "Someone for Me." All or nothing world, no second chances. Do or die alone, that's what the dance is. The scars of being left, the scars of leaving. Ain't enough bars to numb the grieving. When did I stop hoping that you'd be back one day? We all take turns running away. I'd sell my soul for a drop of intimacy. When did I know there'd never be someone for me? Once I sang the protector's song. I passed on love if the balance was wrong. Never a prowler or predator be betrayed by nobility. When did I stop hoping you'd be back one day? We all take turns running away. I'd sell my soul for a drop of intimacy. When did I know there'd never be someone for me? War of the sexes always been bloody, but now we throw bombs instead of knives. We sink so low, the trail's so muddy. No tears shed for broken lives. Have you killed someone's dreams like a butcher? Think think I'm a hero, think again. How many hearts have I turned away? How many times have I lost my best friend? When did I stop hoping that you'd be back one day? We all take turns running away. I'd sell my soul for a drop of intimacy. When did I know there'd never be someone for me? Someone for me. Do these work in 3Gs?
They might. Okay. Got some more open mic people, but I think we're going to introduce our next feature. And all here. The Town Crier, Raymond Nat Turner. Is a New York City poet privileged to have read at the Harriet Tubman Centennial Symposium. He's artistic director of the stalwart JazzPoetry Ensemble UpSurge, NYC, and has appeared at numerous festivals and venues, including the Monterey Jazz Festival and Panafest in Ghana, West Africa. He's currently poet in residence at Black Agenda Report. Mr. Turner's work has been anthologized and published in many online publications, and my thing just went out. Bear with me just 1 second here. Alrighty, many publications. The former forklift driver and warehouse worker, and also former co-chair of the New York chapter of the National Writers Union. Yay! All right. Mr. Turner has opened for such people as the esteemed James Baldwin, sportswriter Dave Zirin, and California Congresswoman Barbara Lee, following her lone vote against attacking Afghanistan. Please welcome to the stage the Town Crier, Raymond Nat Turner. Did you need the second mic? You want?
Raise that one. You want to raise that? Yeah.
Thank you.
Turn it on.
Test. Does it work?
Yeah. Did you have it on? Green light on?
Oh, there we go. Green. Daylight come and we got to go home. Daylight come and we got to go home. Enter by Paul and March working. Daylight come and he got to go home. Activists who act and sing. Daylight come and he got to go home. Day, 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 day. Daylight come and he got to go home. He say, come, Mr. Rally Man, rally resistance. Daylight come and he got to go home. He say, come, Mr. Rally Man, rally resistance. Daylight come and he got to go home. This marathon takes heart and persistence. Daylight come and he got to go home. This marathon takes heart and persistence. Daylight come and he got to go home. Day, 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 daylight come and he got to go home. I say, daylight come and he got to go home. I say, daylight come and he got to go home. Boom, boom, chicka-da-da, boom, bang, bow, wee, boom, bang, chicka-da-da, boom, bang, bow, dee, boom, bang. Medicine Man. Doom, doom, da, da. Djembe chess. Da, 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 boom, boom, chicka-da-da, boom, bang, da, 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 boom, boom. Drum in his chest, striking local ribs, resonating globally. Body painting rhythm, 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 rhythm. Opening hearts. Gathering tribes, medicine man, tribe of Akan, Cali African, speaking sinew, muscle, mother tongue, ancestral spirit. Can you hear it? Can you hear it? Can you hear it? Bird with supple wings spread wide. Flapping against the tide, soaring, spinning, circles of song, ever wider, 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 wider. Medicine man, tribe of Akan, Cali African. Medicine man. The sun never sets on a circle singer's empire, because truth is the weapon of mass instruction. And love wins wars for hearts and minds. And we can, and yes we can, I know we can, yes we can, I know we can, yes we can, yes we can, I know we can, order world new. Order world new, order world new, new world order. Boom, 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 boom. La 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 the hyphen between African and American is Wyoming wide, Wishing Well steep, Himalayan high, and Grand Canyon deep. Long as rambling roads, plantation to ghetto. Long as barcodes on brown flesh, long as 40 acres and a mule been in the mail, long as Confederate flags fluttering over southern cities today. Boom, 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 ba, boom, boom. La da 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 la da da da. La da 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 loo la 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 da da la da 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 la da 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 loo la la the hyphen between African and American is Wyoming wide, Wishing Well steep, Himalayan high, and Grand Canyon deep. Long as rambling roads, plantation to ghetto. Long as 56 legs last on Los Angeles streets, long as list of white jurors trying black men accused, long as sentences to San Quentin and Angola fuse, long as the serpentine comma between no justice, no peace, long as the explanation point behind the police. Boom, ba ba doo boom, boom, ba ba doo boom, la 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 do 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 do. La 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 loo la 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 loo la la the hyphen between African and American is Wyoming wide. Wishing Well steep. Himalayan high, and Grand Canyon deep, long as rambling roads, plantation to ghetto, long as spikes in the Statue of Liberty's crown, long as cracks in the Liberty Bell, long as promissory notes held 159 years. Thank you for your kind attention and generous applause. And also I want to thank our wonderful host, Mr. Greg Pond. I'm still hissed with him. He wrote a poem I wish I had written. He calls it American, and Americant. I wish I had written it, but I'll ask him for use. And also I'd like to thank our wonderful, incredible hostess with the mostest back there, Miss Clara Sue. She's a real person indeed. It's great to be here. And also the marvelous Agneta Falk. Connected to someone, forever connected to someone who was very dear to me, someone who always had a spirit of welcoming. That would be the great Jack Hirschman. So Aggie took us into darkness. She said, slipping into darkness. So she let us slip into darkness a little bit. So it didn't hurt you. So I think we can navigate it. So let's see if we can go back and I promise we'll come out at the end. Okay? Trust me. I know I'm not campaigning. So. This piece is called Solidarity. And epigraph, quote, to side with the right against the wrong, the weak against the strong, and with the oppressed against the oppressor. Here lies the merit, and the one which all others seems unfashionable in our day. End quote. Frederick Douglass, 1852 speech. What to the slave is the 4th of July. 1. When a man is murdered in Minnesota, knee or neck, 9 minutes, metaphor, they flood Gaza streets like monsoons of youth, saying his name. When a man is murdered in Minnesota, spends his last gasp calling mother, ancestor, they make magic murals. His chocolate visage, eye candy for handcuffed children, saying his name. When a man is murdered in Minnesota and whispers faintly, I can't breathe, they toy through tear gas clouds, rubber bullet rain, through senseless sentences, saying his name. 2, say their names. Say their names, spinning our wheels in elephant excrement, in donkey dung, or thunderous silence. Every 10 minutes, children renamed, collateral damage, civilian casualty, pedicide, infanticide, genocide. Stop asking, which side are you on? And then this is a piece that was published in a little, I guess it's a little compendium. I was a fellow with Kalikon Poets, African-American Poets group organization that was founded in New York. And it's called Dishonest Broker. Let's see, I'll read my own. God, I don't know if I can see better with or without. I'm not sure. Let's see. Okay, let's try. That's 1, that's 2. Here we go. Okay. Metallic music of shovels, abrasions again on bare hands, digging through twisted bones and busted bricks of buildings, to backpacks, blankets, baby body parts, to rescue tiny arms and legs emitting whispers. Obese bulldozers munching homes and olive trees, settlers snacking on bones of the evicted aquifer flooded with seawater and sewage, are now G-rated nightmares and matter not to NFL, NBA bipartisans. Fork-tongued, dishonest broker, fluent in ancient language of genocide, trots out tattered tropes for terror, swears another Oval Office oath on Warhouse Bible bathed in blood of tens of millions, trail of tears to Wounded Knee, Tulsa to Hiroshima, Korea to Vietnam to Afghanistan. Riddler, joker, dishonest broker, you have a right to be an aircraft carrier on the desert, acting as a weapons lab, conducting trade shows disguised as democracy, acting as apartheid state, concealing Third Reich real estate practices. Go on, step on the gas, mow the grass. You have a right to quell them, shell them, bombard them, boneyard them, snipe them, wipe them, unhome them, pogrom them, expel them, farewell them. You have a right to strangulate them, annihilate them, bomb roads they're instructed to travel, let them all eat lead and gravel. You have a right to kill them one a day for years, daily for decades, until bloody boot prints become normal as ironclad, as Baghdad. You have a right to 22 days of carnage, provided you Madison Avenue at Operation Cast Lead. You have a right to step on the gas, mow the grass. You have a right to 51 days of slaughter, just marketed as Operation Protective Edge. You have a right to step on the gas, mow the grass. You have a right to Dr. Goebbels' white phosphorus prescriptions for human animals, holding human shields, holding hostages, holding hospital hideouts, holding house keys for 3/4 of a century. And this piece is called Pentagon Pimps. Keep pimp slapping and kicking us to the curb. Money, 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 money. War is the answer. What was the question? Don't I protect you from the Pacific? Don't I protect you from the Atlantic? Don't I protect you from crazy Canucks coming down and stealing our drugs? Don't I protect you from Mexican rapists and murderers on their way to work every day? Don't I protect you from Al-Qaeda? Don't I protect you from AQAP, Al-Qaeda, Arabian Peninsula, and associated forces? Don't I protect you from ISIS and ISIL? Don't I protect you from Boko Haram? Don't I protect you from the bear, panda, red sun, the fellow with the funny mustache, the black shirt, bald-headed fellow? Don't I protect you from the Haitians, Hondurans, Guatemalans? Don't I protect you from Black Lives Matter, Antifa, the Palestinians, Taliban, and Pakis? And don't I, and didn't I blow your mind when the time I whacked Ben for you, baby? That's why you gotta keep my patriotic pockets looking like they got the mumps. Baby, that's why you gotta get out there and get my money by the 15th of April. Baby, weren't you kind of sweet on the Drone Ranger when he blew in from the Windy City with regime change you can believe in? And I caught you recklessly eyeballing McCain when he sang, "Bum, bum, 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 Iran, bum, 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 Iran." And you thought Boss Tweet looked presidential, smoking an Iranian general, didn't you, baby? But for you, baby, I'd liberate Kuwait. And I'd build black sites and bases around the world I'll build NATO for my hoe. And daddy don't care about your pronoun. Making money makes it all a hoe now. But baby, I'll do disinformation for you, misinformation for you, tell big lies for you, even deploy spies for you. Baby, you work so hard and you're so sweet. I'll give you the 7th Fleet. You know I'll do anything for you, baby. Just don't talk that single payer guaranteed income shit. I'll slap the taste out your mouth. Baby, them other players are all full of jive. I've proven my love with an F-35. I'm your king and you're my queen. I'll skywrite your name with an F-16. Now go get my money. Love can wait. Daddy gotta take care of his apartheid state. Oh baby, please don't listen to them, that hater. My henchman ain't no dictator. I'd pivot without a leg to stand on for you. I'd mobilize militias and the Joint Command on for you. I'll fight both day and night till the bitter end for you. I'll expend every cent of the peace dividend for you. I'll build a wall on the border for you. Spill blood for the New World Order for you. I'll buy the Warhouse in Capitalist Hill for you. I'll make every new war a bloody thrill for you. I'll kill and kill and kill and kill and kill for you. I'll dig more mass graves for you. I'll oversee more slaves for you. I'll overthrow Saddam Hussein, smuggle Colombian cocaine. I'll even start shit in Ukraine for you, baby. Darling, I'll break all the rules for you. Keep extracting fossil fuels for you. I'll sing like Etta at last for you. I'll even set off a nuclear blast for you. I'll protect our way of life for you. Even create world strife for you. I'll drop a cluster bomb for you. A bunker buster bomb for you. Oh, baby. I'll apply sanctions worldwide for you. Forever pick the white side for you. I'll shout USA chants for you. Bomb water plants for you. Oh, baby. I'll destroy wildlife and coral reefs for you. I'll even inflame ethnic beefs for you. Oh, baby. For you, baby. I'll export death and violence. Don't go changing your lamb-like silence. I'll do massacres, bombings, and assassinations. Just keep sending me those big subsidizations. We can't wait for the smoking gun or mushroom clouds. Baby, just close your eyes and follow the crowd. Baby, I'll spend more than the next 10 combined spend. And each night, pray to God, spending will never end. A thief, a thug, clown in a rug, a tweet, DC, a lie, a cheat, embellish and broader, another border, a myth, a fable, a bit unstable, flim flam, clap trap, bunko, bull crap, an empty wagon, a puffed up dragon, a whopper, a fib, you peep from your crib, a sham, a fake, a major mistake, pathological lie, false flag flying, a grope, a trope, bad jokes, breaststrokes, a grope of the crotch, another man ouch, where they debauch over water and scotch, a trumped up story, cock and bull glory, a foot in the mouth for strategy south, pie in the sky, a barefaced lie, the pig in disguise, fooling surmise, playing fast and loose, with Jim Jones juice, a masquerade, a Nazi parade, faith grade nation, same plantation, a bug in the hall, a fly on the wall, great big whale, ongoing tale, a parade in July, another big lie, a wink of an eye, enough outcry. A thief, a thug, caught in a rug, a tweet, DC, a lie, a cheat. Time for feet in the street, sustaining street heat. Thank you so much. Thanks for your kind attention and round of applause. Again, thank you, Greg Kahn. Thank you, Claire Sue, and thank you to Clarion Poetry in Chinatown, and once again, my comrade Agneta Falk, personal. Love you, madam. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
I'll get a pen. Oh, Lord. Red. Aggie took red. I take red. Oh, thank you. Thank you. All right. Appreciate you.
All right.
Christmas again.
One more hand for Raymond Nat Turner. My apologies. I have to do better time management, but we have quite a few people still left to read, and we are right at that crunch time. So I'd love to get everybody in. Please try to keep it brief, and next time I'll hopefully be more generous with the time, managing it a little better. Okay, we have Rosemary, Alan, Sarah, Rorschach, Russell Johns, Dawn, I believe this is Jacob or Jalen, and then Dennis.
Yes. Thank you.
All right, so we'll try to get them all in. Rosemary, please come up, and Alan and Sarah get ready to shine thereafter.
Hello? Angles. I'm going to read Up in Tomb. This is similar to, I think Barbara said she was doing a villa something. Anyway, the form is very similar, so I'll have to look that up between the two. The rain is streaming sideways. The rivers of water clear my mind. My mind flows downstream, drip, drip. I try not to trip on my rocky thoughts and let it flow. The rivers of water clear my mind. My mind wanders farther afield, seeking peace. I try not to trip on my rocky thoughts and let it flow. Slower than the rain falling, I come to a realization. My mind wanders farther afield, seeking peace. My body melts and I find release. Slower than the rain falling, I come to a realization. The rain falling connects me to myself. My body melts and I find release. The rain falling connects me to myself. My mind flows downstream, drip, drip. The rain is streaming sideways. Do one more or short one? I have a short one. I'll have to use. This is a North Beach style poem here. On a Saturday night, watching the walkers, the amblers, the sitting, the staring at them walking by, more out of the corner of my eye. The warm night, coffee cooled, the belly full, full of laughter, the thing that comes after, the slight turn, the mighty word you thought, the day you fought for. There is no winning, just the end of the beginning, just the moment to behold, the fold in the napkin where you covered your thoughts, only to sustain them, just to protect them. And soon off into the night, bright with hope for another tomorrow, good things bring another day when you will sing, hallelujah, hallelujah, another day, another day, another day is coming.
Rosemary, Rosemary, Alan is next. I know some people may have to leave, and I appreciate you just coming out and staying for as long as you can. Alan's up next, then Sarah, and then Rorschach.
I hate you more than I thought it would be possible for me to ever hate anyone. It is an amount of hatred so immense that it cannot be contained or controlled in any conventional sense. A big, fat, sloppy hatred that is just spilling out all over the place in large, toppling waves that allow for no way to accurately judge the dimensions of the hatred from the ground, and would therefore require one to go up in a helicopter and get an aerial view of the hatred in order to get any sense whatsoever of its gargantuan proportions. It is a boundless, limitless, infinite hatred that makes outer space seem like nothing more than a 5-tiered public parking structure. It is a hatred of such colossally vast, voluminous enormity that its like has never been seen in the real world, only in animated form, in what in my day were called cartoons, the kind whose main conceit was the attempts by one species, like a cat or a coyote, to make a meal out of another species, like a mouse or a roadrunner, which made the children of my generation aware of the fact that there was something in the world known as a food chain, while also instilling in us an aggressive, hostile competitiveness that we have most assuredly and most destructively internalized and brought with us into our adult lives. Yes, the hatred that I feel towards you is a ridiculously outsized cartoon hatred. And that's okay, because, well, you know how there's such a thing as bad cholesterol and good cholesterol? Well, there was also bad hate and good hate. And my hatred for you is most definitely a good hate. A pure, healthy, physically and psychologically cleansing hate. The kind grounded not in immoral, illogical, and impractical prejudices against race or religion, but instead in a very deeply held belief that you are quite simply pure evil, that your personal beliefs are so vile, that the things you stand for so dark, they put you in the line of succession for Satan's job. And it is a hate into which I have put a lot of thought. It is not a mindless hate, the kind you see displayed on city streets when two angry males circle each other, their fists raised, but neither of them ever throwing a punch. And then finally, after 15 minutes, one of them calls out, "Your mother!" And the other one responds, "Your mother!" And those of us observing are left to wonder what these two guys could possibly have against each other's mothers. And if it could possibly be that what we are witnessing here on this street is actually the modern day incarnation of some centuries-old blood feud between these two families. The answer, of course, being no. It is just two poor, deluded idiots who are incapable of completing a sentence while buying into the popular and preposterous myth of what constitutes being a man. That is stupid hate. That is dumbass hate. My hatred for you is focused and intelligent, extensively researched, meticulously footnoted, fact-checked to within an inch of its life. But my hatred for you is also poetry. Clear, eloquent, evocative, and while there are many things in this world that I love, like my family and my friends and my car and my music collection and the writing of Raymond Chandler and the films of Robert Altman and cashew ice cream, there is nothing that I love more than hating you. Right color for a chance.
Sarah, Rorschach, and Russell Johns.
Wow, thank you, Raymond. And that was so powerful. Oh my gosh. I should go on about it, but I won't. Small Raindrops make people run. This was written on MLK's birthday. Here in the not knowing of the everythingness of everything's bewilderment, I hear those words of eternal focused hope and action right. And I weep for all of us. I weep with unkillable hope. Sitting right next to me in fitful sleep, then rubbing his street-grimed hands on his knees to thaw them out. Hooded head slumped over and thrown back, small gray beard. Too exhausted to snore and too awake to dream. I love these cafe workers who don't kick lost people back onto the street till closing time at 7 o'clock downtown. Thank you.
Rorschach.
Rorschach.
Woo. Okay, what's it? The door. Okay. Oh yeah. Oh yes. Definitely.
What a wonderful poetry. So I have a poem today with some weather in it. It's a December poem, not necessarily last December. It's called a Winter Solstice Poem. Shortest day of the year was in fact here. Rain, fuzzy, darkening gray, quilting San Francisco Bay. Christmas shopping crowds in quiet overcoats, filling the roads, lighted storefronts twinkling in the streets, smells of roasting foods on the breeze. Head on home to huddle in a small Yuletide room with a small and warming drink, a quiet candle flame, and a new pen and a book. Long night gathers on this, a northern earth, gathers all to semi-hibernatory sleep.
Okay. Next up, we have Russell Johns, then Dawn, then Ladora, and we'll close with Dennis. Thank you. Russell Johns, if he's...
Yes.
Oh, okay. And please, in the interest of time, try to just keep it to one piece.
Or you want to skip and then...
All right, we'll come back to you, Russell. We'll do Dawn. Dawn's up next, and then we'll come back to Russell.
Hello, everybody. Thank you for staying. My name is Dawn Bratton, and I'm going to read just one poem, and it's called The Poem Eats My Life. And there are yet a million forgotten images still lost in time. I search for myself in the windows of time, in all the haunting, ghostly images, and all the fingerprints of the past that lead to a woman crouched over a candle, scrawling out her own life with first hints of gray framing her face, and each page dropping like a leaf in autumn. I question myself, and at the end of all my seeking, broken and in surrender, I return to the page. Like an autumn I can barely recall, in the lost hallways of my memory, this place where we meet naked, the autumn of my own years gone naked, the poem writing my life for itself. All these images. The lost 5th grade days wandering the classroom because the teacher and my mother had a talk, they agreed it was better to let me wander. Oh, the effort of being inside these memories, the days so confused, the best friend lost in anger, the soulless days in a cubicle 20 years later. The energy it takes to relive all these images. The cloudy day in Capitola on the beach with my high school friends, grateful to have been forgotten by the entire world. We had the whole moment to ourselves. And we were always looking, we were always seeking. It's what drew our early paths together. We were always looking, trying to find it in sunsets, in all-night underground rave parties. You had to go to Skills in Berkeley to get directions and meet mysteriously by night. In all those starry nights. In the morning hikes to the rock summit in Saratoga, California, we go in our pajamas early, even in rain, seeking surrender at the top, smoking weed and talking. And all these memories, and all these wanderings, and all these roads crossed and taken, all these struggles with myself, the dream with the 3 glasses floating above my sleeping head, one full, one half full, and one almost empty, to me to choose, and then the ghost of myself falling back into my sleeping body. The lonely days by my bedroom corner window in the house on Garden Creek Circle where I lived during my teenage years, the image of the sky seen out this window, the late night worries of my mother getting home safely from work in the city seen in the windows before. All these windows of my life moving backward now. The image of my mother rocking me while I fell apart in her arms. A very intimate memory. The 2nd floor of the old brown townhome near Black Street, the forest green carpet, the forest of my early confusion. My mother, a woman doing her best, tired and overworked, but heroic. Already fading, lost in time, this image of my mother and me as her young daughter. And from the window on the 2nd floor, night emanated at me. From a window before that, now in an apartment, looking out into a small park covered in yellow leaves and puddles. And before that, to the first window I can recall, endless blue skies in Southern California, until finally, thank God, finally, I am without windows through which to see. All these framed images existing inside of time, beginning in 1985 in Hollywood, California, that had itself, like the poem will have itself, the poem that eats my own life. Thank you.
All right, Russell's up next, Ladora, and we'll end with Dennis.
I want to say hello to everyone.
Hey, Russell.
You are real patriots, I can tell that. And I'm going to make this short. I'm update this somewhat because I want to say that some of you who don't know me, I will just tell you something about me. I'm the only guy, Kamala Harris, the vice president, is the only lady that failed to dance with me at Russell's dance club in the year 2000.
Her loss.
Other than that, strangers beware. There's love in the air under Paris skies. Don't ever be a heartbroken stranger like me. Oh, I fell in love, and I was a fool. This Harry can be so beautifully cruel. Harry is just one sweet coquette who wants to love and then forget. Strangers beware, there's love in the air. I wasn't smart, and I lost my heart under Paris skies. Lonely hearts meet, but don't let your heart catch on fire. I'll make this short. At a jump one night in the Windy City, a woman had left me all alone, drowning in pity. We had a big fight over a female named Pearl. Any woman out here named Pearl? I wonder was she happy, the woman I had, I need you tonight. Into the joint walked a lady stepping, tall in high heels and sandals. Went to the bar on the end, best of all, she grinned. I caught the scent of Chanel. It rang with my bell. What a foxy lady in sable. Did she receive my cable? I need you tonight. Excitement gripping me, the sensation overwhelmed me. A full moon lit the sky. I sent her a cocktail to sit on high. Muddy Waters on the jukebox did a blues haunting lullaby. I needed a nurturer. She had to be a miracle. Putting on my best green, I stepped to that end. Pretty lady, you're the finest lady here. But before I ask your name, can I treat you to a dance? When we discoed around the floor, I could tell she had in store all the good things sure to please a simple fellow such as me. At level 9, recovered and sworn, I asked her, baby, what's new? In my ear was a clue. Daddy, it's you. Clark Street was bare when we reached your landing. I caught the scent of sugar cakes and candy. Inside the apartment, I fell into a daze, a funky and sexual haze. Then our lips met in torrential passion. I prayed to God Rhonda would return the love I was missing. I need you tonight. Into the showers we made haste over her, sparkling, biting my fingers softly traced smooth shoulder forms and slopey slides, tenderly stroking down her ride. We picked up the heat on satiny sheets, pushing and pumping, kissing and moaning till deep into the morning. Farmers, horses, or fish never enjoyed such bliss. I need you tonight. Thank you.
Thy beckoned eye, salt dissolves the skin, fleeing from wretched flesh, a wilting rose, upon the jaws of dawn, my parasitic wails of prayer, a hearkening for sight, a bull yearning for stillness, soiled yet clear as glass, a scorching light held in the palm, sacrifice of this knuckled fear. The time seizes, despite I remain.
That's great. All right, Dennis is our closer.
Hello. Hi. My name's Dennis, and I started writing poems about my own experiences, and this is the first one I'm going to read to you. But when I write a poem, I write it from pure emotion. It comes from my heart, so I can't lie, I can't make up something. And then when I'm reading it back, sometimes the same emotion comes out, so don't be surprised. Okay, this is Spirit of the Rose. It's about my own rose in the backyard, and I thought it was so beautiful. Spirit of a rose. It will grow tall, begging someone to pick its beauty, to impress someone. In the backyard, a double delight, planted, brings surprise, affection. A rose bleeds, happiness, emotions. Its soft covered droplets of water on its petals. Anniversary, birthday, or just because. Simply a branch on a vine, gazing at its floral smell. It lost its petals on a Halloween day. Fountain of life, fountain of offspring, looking at you, Smile. You thought of me, the oldest tradition, a good one too, representing fun times. A caress. I am a gardener, presenting love. Rose is my name. So I like to, if possible, change the way I write my poems about this one, kind of like personal experience in my own backyard. But when this important person left me, now I'm on my own. So I've got to write sincere and romantic poems. So this is a poem about when I first met that person. It's called Lucky. Our first date, you in white dress, me nervous, couldn't move much, looking into your eyes, waiting for a first kiss. That's all it took. A second, a third, breakfast on Chestnut. My hand is on your wing, on the wing of your heart. You cannot fly until my arrow of love, strikes you. Sagittarius creates love. He wants you. This is the last one. Send me away. With you, an adventure of discovery. Share with me your best. Hold me tight so I can't escape. I gaze through your eyes to look at your heart. When you close your eyes, dream about me. You touch me like a rose. With that scent picked only once to share special. Thank you.
Purple. Scott. All right. Thank you all so much. I really, really appreciate you coming out. Did you?
I just want to make an announcement.
Okay, just, yeah.
And also Yolanda, both of them have some announcements.
Okay.
in a building, and they're gonna start working in a building will probably be ready within a year, low income family, and they're gonna have a meeting at Shotwell in 26th Street, and the 1st of February for people to apply for the low income housing. So it's going to be at 6 o'clock at 1296 Shotwell. That's where I live in Shotwell. So I don't know how many, I think 15 are low income, I don't think for singles, but I'm posting to friends of mine in Cantonese, translated Spanish translated. And that's where you can find out our partners for DAHLIA, like the flower.org. We always let you know they have low income lotteries.
Thank you, Yolanda. All right. Did you have an announcement to make?
Sorry. So on February 24th, from 6 to 9 p.m. at the Starry Cloud Pub in Berkeley, we will be having a night of cultural revolt to free the rapper and hip-hop artist Too Much Saleh and all of Iran's political prisoners. I'm with the Iran Political Prisoners, Freedom for Iran's Political Prisoners Now, IEC organization. So it'll be a cultural event. There'll be music, there'll be some people singing, some people doing poetry, and this is just to raise awareness of what's going on in Iran right now. There's a repressive government that arrests anyone who even posts something on Instagram that's bad and then does much worse things. So so if you're interested, February 24th, 6 to 9 p.m. at the Starry Cloud Pub in Berkeley.
Again, we've run really, really late, but thank you all for staying so much. Come back next month. Next month we will have Nellie Wong and we will have Deborah Major.
Whoa!
Yes, so please come back. Thank you all so much.
Let's hear it for Greg and Clara.
And thank you to the Clarion staff.
Yeah.
Our wonderful
Congratulations.
Have a great week, everybody.
Hey, you are Buddy Force. You were just starting out.
Yeah.
Oh, well, thanks for
He had 6 years, right?
Yeah. Oh, boy, we'll get around things.
This really, see, this is the prime of fine arts.
Yeah.
You know, if there was a star.
This one, actually, this was the first book.
I would have had to come by help.
Listen to what you had to say. I said, I had to meet you.
Yeah.
And maybe,
Well, there's
maybe
the winter
like to
ferry,
buy this
right?
book.
But then it's getting from the ferry to here.
But I came in.
Yeah, well, thanks. Well, you know, why don't you take a pen? Since you came out, you want to take a pen?
Oh, thank you. But I did have last year.
Ding! Is that right?
Yeah.
All I gotta tell you.
Okay, sure.
Poetry's all my style. You have to be
I'd be happy
after you establish your style, it's not really going to change. The only way that can change is you have some kind of
yeah.
But up to me, you try to stick with it. Go back to
Yeah, that's it. Man, it's good.
Okay, good luck.
Some people